Welcome to the 27, presented by The Critic. We are the world's first and only student-teacher podcast, still 2 years in, and we're still the only one doing it, EO. My name is Mr. McCaughey, and joining us is a junior. It's nice to have a junior on. We've had a lot of seniors on, but we got to get, in the next generation of guests. We have junior, wonderful student of mine. We have EO joining us. Welcome, EO.
Hi. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. We've wanted to get you on throughout the year, but you are a busy young person at this school. In addition to being in my 9th Band 8 push class, why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about what you do around here? It's a lot.
I'm pretty busy during the year. I have during the fall season I play soccer. I'm part of the girls varsity team. We won the championship this year.
City champions.
City championships. And then I'm part of the girls basketball team, varsity. So I really wanted to come on here, but it's been a rough year.
Your schedule would not allow it.
Yeah.
City semifinalists, not to underscore we want to celebrate the soccer
That's
championship, but an excellent run with basketball,
Yep.
which is your true love, right? Your
Yes,
sports.
yes,
You play
yes,
many
yes.
sports, but basketball is the one.
Yeah.
You have a trip coming up to Greece.
Yes, I
Tell
do.
us about that.
I'm very excited. I actually had practice today and tomorrow. I had practice over the weekends, and we're going to Greece to play basketball. It's an all-star team, so I'm very excited.
Awesome. Very cool. And that's next week, spring break.
Yep.
Cool. Have fun. You have family in Greece?
Yeah, I do.
I
So.
always feel so bad. I can't pronounce your last name. And it makes me feel terrible, but I don't even try it. I don't need so many letters.
It's Yiannopoulos for anybody asking.
Yiannopoulos.
Yeah.
I can remember that. Yiannopoulos. Okay, well, EO Yiannopoulos, welcome. We're here to talk about Hawkeye. We're starting a new show. We finished our last show last week. We did Loki, and now we are on to Hawkeye. Tell us about you and the MCU. Do you like these movies? Do you have a favorite superhero? Anything about the MCU?
I do. I grew up, my brother loved watching it, and he's 2 years older than me, so naturally you would do whatever your older siblings would do, so I would always watch the movies with him, and I fell in love. I watched it since I was little. I grew up, and watching the movies in the theater is just I just love the feeling, and I can't pick a favorite hero. I mean, I love Spider-Man, don't get me wrong. I love Tom Holland, and I love Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, but I'd have to say my favorite trilogy would be I'd have to say Captain America. That trilogy was really good. The Winter Soldier, the first Avenger was really good. So yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that was my pick. Mr. Gelman
Oh, really?
On. We debated it. You can go back and listen to it.
I will.
I landed on Captain America. He landed on Iron Man. It's the best franchise.
Yeah.
Go back and find that. Excellent. You like that theater experience?
Yeah,
did
I
you see
do.
Endgame in the theater and all
I
that
did,
stuff?
of course. I
See,
did.
I'm too late to the party. I missed all that.
No.
No, I mean, before the first season of the 27, I had never seen any of these movies.
Oh my God.
I'd seen the first Iron Man, Black Panther, and I think that's it. But I hadn't seen, and the Avengers, and the first Avengers. So I did not get that excited. And I don't think I'll ever get it again. It doesn't seem like that. It seems like that magic is gone.
Yeah.
I think the magic of the MCU is gone a little bit.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like a lot of people have been debating that. I mean, I don't know. Depends. I feel like their recent movies haven't been as good as their original. So, I mean, that, it's not, as it used to be, but there's still something there. I feel like you can definitely experience some of it.
Yeah,
in
you
theater.
get a little bit.
Yeah.
Have you watched the TV shows? How
I-
many of the TV shows have you watched?
I watched Loki. What else is there? I watched WandaVision, and then what other series is there? Oh, the Winter Soldier. Wait, no, what was it?
Falcon and
Falcon
the
and Winter Soldier. I watched. Is there another series I'm missing?
There's probably a few more. Well, Moon Knight. We talked
Oh,
about Moon Knight, which was good.
I think I started that. I didn't finish it though.
We just finished Loki. I didn't like Loki.
Really?
I like Loki, the character, but the show didn't do anything for me. I don't know.
I feel like that was. I feel like it was better than the Winter. I feel like it was better
Yes,
than
I
Winter
promise
Soldier.
with that one as well. Of the four we've done this is our 5th series now. I would put WandaVision and Moon Knight on the top half, and
yeah.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Loki on the bottom
Yeah.
half. But maybe I'm wrong about Loki. I don't know. We'll see. To each his or her own. Well, we're starting a new show. Hawkeye came out in 2021, bringing back our friend Clint Barton. Hawkeye, played by Jeremy Renner. he's working through some things. He's had a lot happen between being an Avenger. His family gets blipped by Thanos. They come back, and now he's trying to make things right with the world. Then we have Haley Steinfeld that is playing Kate Bishop. She's a young rich girl with an adventurous streak, and from experiences she has seeing Hawkeye essentially save New York City during the Battle of New York. She's inspired to become that. So, side note to this, Jeremy Renner got run over by a snowplow a couple months ago.
Oh yes, hurt. I remember. I heard about that.
So I was trying to read the stories. Basically, he was rescuing his nephew. He had the snowplow. He put it in park and he put the emergency brake on, but the emergency brake didn't take. So when he jumped out, the car came back.
Oh my god!
And he saved his nephew, but he broke 30 bones in his
I
body,
remember
really
heard,
bad. So good luck to Jeremy Renner. It's terrible, scary.
Is he what's the deal?
I think he's out of the hospital now, but he seems to be pretty beat up. But hey, he's taking that superhero life outside of the big screen as well. So we start with Hawkeye, episode 1. We're going to talk about the first 2 today. Never meet your heroes. First thing that stuck out to me, is this $100 million apartment in this first scene. It's got if you're living in that apartment in New York City, you are beyond wealthy. That is a giant one. And I always talk about the first Avengers, the Battle of New York, just the regular residents of New York who just were living their lives when that happened. And we see that there, that this family is kind of living their life.
There,
and then the Battle of New York pulls them in. And that's a pretty good kickoff. So what do you think about that first scene with, they're entranced in the Battle of New York there?
I thought that was really good. I feel it was a really big throwback. I think it was just a great way to connect to especially for big Marvel fans. I thought it was a pretty good throwback scene to be wow, yeah, I remember that. I remember that not specific scene, but it was it was a really big battle for them.
Yeah, you see the Chitauri there. I feel anytime a Marvel fan sees the year 2012, which is the title card, you're this is the first Avengers. And we go from there. Barton is in New York City with his family, trying to have some family time. Christmas. Although we can kind of bounce around a lot. I feel the Christmas thing, it was a little weak. I don't know. It feels a little lazy. It's so easy to make things set during Christmas.
True.
Right? That it's kind of just we'll have this family time. And then, so, but I love Christmas, but maybe I didn't love it within this. But he's trying to be a good dad. I talked with Miss Valverde about, she loves Hawkeye. Mr. Sweeney, Miss Valverde will be on the last episode.
Ooh.
Of this series, and last year I was hard on Hawkeye because I was what is he, a bow and arrow? That's what this guy's superhero, it's a bow and arrow. And she's yeah, but I like him because he's a family man. And some people made points that he's a badass because he's fighting these monsters with just a bow and arrow. And he's doing that. But he's trying to do the right thing. He goes to this Broadway show. This looks like the worst Broadway musical of all time. Entitled Rogers. Would you go see Rogers, EO?
I don't know. I feel it was for personally, I probably wouldn't just because I am a really big Marvel fan, but because it felt like it didn't really depict what happened, especially I feel Hawkeye coming from his perspective, he was there, and it definitely didn't occur the way it was being shown.
Yeah.
It was way too happy, and he just didn't seem to be into it at all. So it was okay, I would not watch that.
Yeah, from the first-hand experience, he would know better than anyone. So he leaves where that story sets off. Kate comes home after destroying the clock tower at her university, and she ends up with her mom and her new boyfriend. You ever see the show Ozark on Netflix?
I have not.
The guy with the mustache who plays the the mother's boyfriend. He's in the show Ozark on Netflix, which is about these drug cartels.
Oh, okay.
And he's really good in that. And so I like him in that, and it kind of transfers over into this. We'll talk about him in a little bit. Kate has to find out that her mother has a live-in boyfriend first, and then she's engaged after the fact.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do you feel about this as a child? What would you think?
I'd be scarred. I feel so bad for her. Especially imagine losing your father, and then because she lost her father and really liked her. I would be so scarred. And then she goes back, and I'm not sure what her upbringing is, but I mean, I don't know if it seemed positive enough. She seemed she wanted to she seemed pretty rebellious, and because she's influenced by Hawkeye, I mean, I'm guessing that's where her rebellion comes from, but it might be like somewhat of her upbringing as well, like with her just being with her mother, and like so like growing up without a father figure, then finding out that your mother's engaged to some random man would
Doesn't
be
even
like
tell you.
No,
it's crazy. Yeah, and the like the stereotype of like the rich Manhattan parents is always that they've like no relationship with their child. Like the mother seems to think she does, but you can see that she clearly doesn't. If she, you know, even if you're like, she's a widow, her husband had died, like you're allowed to, you know, have a life again, have a boyfriend, get married, but like you gotta loop, you got one kid and you're not gonna loop the child in on that. Yeah, it's not good. We end up at this party. A little bit of a cliche with this, like there's this nefarious black market auction happening behind the wine bottles. It doesn't grab me until we see Ronan's suit. Now, when that popped up, it didn't mean anything to me.
Oh, really?
But then, as it was like, oh, that's Clint from Endgame, which I think is one of the cooler parts of Endgame, that like he's off post-blip doing his thing.
Own, yeah. He like, I remember, it brought back so many memories because like I remember like you could see like scenes of him like massacring, like literally like killing like criminals that he thought were just like not allowed to be like in the universe. He was just like, oh my god, I'm just gonna go on a killing streak, and did.
He's just like, you can tell like from losing his family, and then he kind of goes off the deep end, and he is like, you know, I don't want to say like a great killer, but you know, it's like he's just, he has that like, it's so menacing between the outfit. He even has like a crazy haircut, almost like a back kind of design in his hair, and it looks awesome. They have his sword, they have his outfit. There's this attack where they're what are they trying to get? Like a key to like the people who break into the auction. They're looking for a watch, a key. I should have made a note on that. It's something that's like connected to the Avengers. They're not going in there to get Ronan's sword. There was something that was like something for an Avengers hideout.
Oh, really? I didn't pay attention to that.
Maybe I'm totally wrong on that. But we end up where Kate, to hide herself, puts on the Ronan costume, fights back. Look, she's trained as a martial artist, but I don't know if I'm buying her. Just like kicking all these guys' butts, like they're throwing wine bottles, they're fighting back. But even just like the look of it, not that like a 22-year-old girl can't do it, but like the maybe her movements or something in it. Just the fight scene I didn't love.
No, I agree.
But then she makes a bad decision. Like she keeps this suit on. Well, she goes and then she sees Armand, who is the uncle of her mother's boyfriend, dead. And she still like continues to keep this suit on. It's just like bad decision making, which you could say bad decision making or just a hole in the plot or lazy writing. Yeah, I don't know, one of those two things. But for me, you know who the star of episode 1 is? The one-eyed dog. I love the one-eyed dog.
Oh my god, that was really cute. And the fact that like I thought it was like a little like nice touch up where she was like, oh, I want to like protect the dog, so she did, and she like tried and keep him under like her like little wing. It was like cute.
She gives him pizza.
Yeah,
he eats the pizza. You know what my dog's been doing?
What?
My dog does not take food off of the counters, and I get but she has.
Oh.
So my wife gets me these muffins. I stopped eating gluten.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Good for you, Mr. McCaughey.
I'm just trying to make myself a little healthier. So my wife gets me these gluten-free muffins. The dog goes on the counter, takes them. Ate all of them. Knocked the plastic bin onto the ground, ate all the muffins.
Smart dog.
Yeah, she's something. She did it before we went to Ireland. And then this past weekend, she did it again.
Wow.
Same muffins. She might just be, I love these muffins. A little too much. I think she's so much like my dog that she loves the muffins just as much as me. But watch giving a dog food, like giving the one-eyed dog pizza, because they'll go and they'll take more.
They will.
You have any pets at home?
I don't. No. I've always wanted one though, but I
never had a dog growing up. We got this one. Yeah. Great decision. We end episode 1, and then we get to episode 2, Hide and Seek. I cannot believe they're actually called the Tracksuit Mafia. That like it's a description, like you'd be like, oh, it's a Tracksuit Mafia, but then like that's their actual, actual name.
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't really like paying attention to that, but I don't know. I thought that was like a really like cliche, like really like that's I don't know. I didn't.
And
like
it's
that.
such the cliche of like the Russian gangster,
yes,
like wearing the tracksuit and everything. Even worse for me is when they throw the Molotov cocktails in the apartment that he catches it and throws it back. It's so bad. Like, I can't.
I
didn't like that. Corny.
Yeah.
Yuck is my exact word. Clint catching the Molotov cocktail. Yuck. Also, Tracksuit Mafia stinks. I just have no time for it. Like, they're too goofy. Like, when they capture him at the end of the episode and they're,
with
like,
Kate,
interrogating him. But, like, they're too jokey.
Yeah.
Like,
Because then, like, remember when Katie, like, fell off from the ceiling and they were like, oh, got her. Like, really? Okay.
We got her.
Like, funny.
Who is this mysterious deaf woman? Or I'm assuming she's deaf. They show her. They're the ones that the Russian guy says, we got her. And I'm only assuming she's deaf for something because she's in a room with these speakers pounding, and she's, like, touching the vibrations of the speaker. I don't know if that was, like, one thing. But she's at the end of the episode. She's the mysterious woman at the end of the second episode. Will we see? So you've seen all these?
I have. Why do I not remember? I don't remember her.
She's got to be something.
She is.
It seems to be every single one of these TV shows, no matter, they always end on some cliffhanger.
Right.
Every episode ends on a cliffhanger. Episode's 2 cliffhanger is this, like,
deaf
mysterious woman who, I'm assuming she's deaf. I don't know if she's actually deaf. But he gets caught. They're looking for the suit. The LARPing scene in Central Park. Yeah, you just made a face. Why'd you make that face?
I don't know. It was like really like you're talking about the scene where like he had to go get back the.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no.
Like,
I was cringing the whole time. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like,
that's a good way to
and
say
he's
it.
like, and then I remember at the end of the scene where he was like, "Let me kill you," and I was like, "Really?" Like, because the other guy was like, "Oh, like I need to win this," and then Clint was like, "Okay, whatever. I just want to see."
I mean, I think it's terrible. I think the one thing I could take out of it does reflect that like Clint is a good guy.
Yes.
Like he's this family man. He wants to do the right thing, and by the end he's like, "Call me Clint," which like. Look, if the Avengers existed in the real world and you met one of them and they were like friendly towards you, that'd be a pretty big deal.
That
Especially
would.
some LARPing nerd, for lack of a better word, in Central Park playing with fake toys. So that's kind of where they leave it on episode 2. I was gonna ask what's coming next, but hold on. We talked about this before we started recording. Did you forget that you watched this?
I did.
So it must be a real memorable show. You're like, oh yeah, when I asked you to be on this, you're like, okay, I just gotta go watch it. And then you ended up having seen it already?
Yeah, it was, I don't know, it didn't leave the biggest impact on me just because, like, I don't want to spoil anything, but it was just, like, I feel like it didn't add anything to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but also, like, I guess it was like a cute, like, little, like, sideshow to just watch. Like, I feel like WandaVision had, like, a really big impact. Like, you know, like, that was, like, a really big, like, effect on, like, Wanda herself and Vision. And, like, this show is not the same. Like,
I'm worried going through these. I feel like in season 1, I was, like, super optimistic. I love these movies. Some I really didn't like, but that was, like, a small number. That overall, I was like, that was good. I feel like I'm getting in a rut with these shows where I'm like, this isn't good.
Yeah,
I don't
the shows
like
aren't.
this.
Yeah.
So here's my thoughts on this. And now, granted, I saw these out of order, but if you take Multiverse of Madness, Wakanda Forever, and this is now the 3rd time I'm seeing some like college student come in and like help out the superhero.
Oh,
like,
yeah, like
I
the
don't
sidekick.
need it.
Yeah.
Tell me the story of Ronan. If they gave like a background to like, you know, the interactions that Ronan had with the Tracksuit Mafia and all the crazy things Ronan did, and tell me I'm here for Clint / Hawkeye / Ronan. Respect to Kate. My wife's name is Kate. I respect it. That's fine. But I don't think I have any need for like this sidekick coming in and doing it. Like are they? It seems like they're just kind of generating like the next generation.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Heroes.
Yeah. I think that's what they're trying. I'm not sure if that's what they're trying to do, but like they've done like the sidekick thing, and like I think that's what I was gonna say. Like I think it's just like might be a next generation like Marvel like cinematic.
Setting up the next generation.
I think.
So we'll see, but like I don't know. Like if I'm watching a show called Hawkeye, give me Hawkeye.
Right.
I mean, not like Hawkeye plus the wacky sidekick. Well, not that they're wacky. My prediction going forward on this is that they're going to have this like buddy cop wacky partnership that's going to annoy me as I watch it. I'm not going to like it. I'm guessing the mother's involved some way. Connected to that, the mother is the absolute worst character / person I've seen in a long time. Between what we talked about with her total disregard for her daughter's well-being, with like okay, you got a boyfriend. That's fine. You get engaged, and then you're not telling her.
Yeah.
And then, like, Armand, the guy who ends up dead, is, like, yelling at her. And Kate goes, did he just yell at you? And she's like, I don't even know what's happening. Like, she's so, like, aloof. The sword fight when they're doing it. So she's got to be in on something. That's got to be either that or she's just a pure idiot. So that would be my guess, that something seemed to be missing. Armand hated her.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like they shouldn't get married because like my nephew, she's not good enough for my nephew, but like he really seemed to hate her. So something's got to be there. Your face is giving it away.
I'm remembering. I'm like, oh my god, wow. I'm not gonna spoil it, but
what would be like, this is kind of like, like if you ever played Wordle, where they tell you how close you are to guessing the word. Am I like? So my two guesses, at least one is the mother's going to be involved. I don't think that's big, and then I'm going to have annoying, wacky interactions between Hawkeye and Kate.
I'd say you're pretty hot.
Okay.
You're pretty hot on the scale.
That's a better way to say it. Hot, cold. That are moving towards hot, which, by the way, might be a bit of an issue. If I can sit here and be like, this is
exactly
granted,
what's going to happen.
I'm not like giving great detail, like the mother's going to be involved with X, Y, Z, but. I don't know, EO.
It's pretty like foreshadowing. Like you can really like.
Yeah, they're putting some pretty big breadcrumbs down to be picked up. So we'll see. We'll keep talking about it. I think I'm worried about the final episode with Sweeney and Laverde because I think they are big like
Hawkeye fans.
Laverde especially loves Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Like I think I might have heard.
I mean, maybe she'll like the show. I mean, maybe she'll just have like such love for Hawkeye.
And maybe
like,
I can listen. I can be, persuaded other ways. But so far, like, this didn't do it for me. First two.
I was really expecting, like, I was thinking, like, oh, okay, Hawkeye. I was thinking, like, Black Widow. Like, like, maybe it was, like, her movie. Like, where, like, you go really back, like, far back and, like, reiterate, like, whatever she went through. Even though she's, like, obviously not a live character anymore. But, like, you went back and you saw, like, piece by piece of her, like, life. And, like, you're just not getting the same thing with Hawkeye.
No.
Like, it's just not there. But
and he's gonna get home for Christmas. That's what they're like. You have 5 days to take care of this. And he promises the kids like it's such a Christmas cliche. That's the lazy part of like. So if you want to prove he's a good father, which is part of it, like he was out of their lives. Which, by the way, he's not a good father. He leaves them in New York City.
Yeah.
He just disappears.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let me send the text. I don't care how old my oldest kid is to just be like, oh, so I'm going to leave my kids here in New York City. So he's already kind of treading lightly on being a good dad.
yeah.
But to me, it's lazy. You could prove he was a good dad without having to be like, and I made it home for Christmas because I love you. But maybe he'll get changed. Maybe he dies at the end. Maybe, maybe he'll really shut me up. But that's what I'm thinking. There's going to be some big reunion scene on their farm in Iowa or wherever they live,
their farm in Iowa
for Christmas. So that's what I'm thinking. We'll
yeah. Because like he like literally just like let them go. Like he like put them in a car in a cab and just go back to your
get home to mom.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see. A third of the way through, I'm lukewarm at best, but we'll see.
We will.
We are the 27. You can find us on Instagram at the 27THHS. You can find us on the Classic YouTube channel. You're going to be on the Classic YouTube channel.
Yay.
Yes, thanks to our producer Irene for doing all our excellent work. Rajvi for being our film editor. Rajvi will do the filming that will the editing, that will help you get on the YouTube channel. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for
I'm
having
happy
me.
you were able to get in. You'll be back. We got to get
I will.
Malik was supposed to join us today, but you have sounds like a pretty cool opportunity for an internship. Got to take care of that. We are important around here, but not that important. So we'll get the two of you back on.
Yes.
It was a pleasure to talk with you, EO.
Nice to be here.
I'll see you in class tomorrow.
Awesome.
And we'll see all of you next week on the 27th. Take care.